Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to go over my typical daily supplement regimen. So, every morning I have the omega 3s. I usually have them maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Just really believe in the health benefits of it, as well as for your joints and your skin and your hair and all that stuff, too. But it really helps to lower cholesterol and stuff like that. Along those lines, I take a scoop of the Outlive 100. That's the Superfoods Green formula. Once a day. I take the multivitamin usually once a day, unless I'm cutting in an extreme kind of a diet. Then I just take two a day, because 2 servings a day, because I want to make sure I'm getting adequate nutrition and keeping my immune system going and stuff like that. What else? I take a probiotic every meal. For me, usually I just take them on like a pretty big meal. So, and you can do it as much or as little as you want. It obviously, it helps, but you don't have to necessarily do it for every protein shake you have. So I take them usually breakfast, pre and post workout. Those are my biggest meals. But if it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for you, those are the times to take them. Then, as far as another daily thing, I have the Sleep SR at night. It's really awesome. It is time released, so I don't know, it just really works better than other stuff I've had, and sleep is just key to growth and recovery. I mean, obviously you need it when you're cutting and dieting, because you're hungry, and that's a time when you might be waking up literally because your body's like, feed me. And when you're bulking or trying to add some muscle, that's when you grow. It's not in the gym, of course. It's when you're sleeping mostly. That's when all your hormone production's at its highest and that kind of stuff. And that's when the repair occurs. So sleep is critical, and most of us don't get enough. Um, I take glutamine for recovery as well. So I have a scoop of glutamine, just the regular old glutamine. Um, Post workout shakes, as well as usually I have a shake before bed. So a little bit of protein before bed keeps you full. It's not carbs and fat, and it's not going to just be stored. Uh, but it feeds your muscles through the night and that kind of thing. And then the glutamine, that is tremendous for helping you recover. It's super cheap, and um, it helps with protein absorption. So if you add some glutamine to your shake, it's going to help you absorb more of that protein. Speaking of protein, I always take the Whey isolate. Sometimes I do love the recaged as well, because those flavors are awesome. They're delicious. They're a little different than the vanilla chocolate, that kind of thing. Um, so there's like an iced lemon cake. It tastes like that lemon loaf if you've had it at Starbucks. It's not a healthy thing to have at Starbucks, but this is a great substitute. And then they have an orange one that's like a creamsicle. There's another one also I haven't tried, but those two are awesome. But otherwise, I love the isolate. I'm a big fan right now of the cinnamon French toast one. That one's super good. Um, Cafe latte is also very good. It's not like too strong, but it tastes like coffee. And I love to just mix up some in a shaker. Makes it kind of foamy, and then I put it on top of black coffee. So you're literally not having any carbs or fat. You're just getting protein, coffee, and it's like a latte. So recommend you try that. And I also love to add it to hot cereal. So I'm a big guy on cream of wheat and oatmeal, and I have that stuff all the time. So every morning, basically, I'll have one of those things, or cream of rice. And um, pre or post workout, if you have like a cream of wheat type thing or an oatmeal or whatever, um, pre post workout with some protein in there. So those things really just suck up the water. So I just make a shake, a little bit of water, maybe like 6 ounces of water or so, and add it to it. And then you get a delicious flavor If you're having like plain cream of wheat or cream of rice, it's gross. You have to add something to it. But this way, you're getting protein, and again, you're not getting a bunch of sugar, fat, etc. So you're getting really clean carbs and really clean protein. I take PreCaged. I haven't tried the sport one, but I take PreCaged before workouts most of the time. They have a stimulant-free one I've tried too. I am just a big caffeine guy myself, so I like that, and I don't know, I'm addicted, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I wish I didn't have so much all the time, but I do. But there's a stimulant-free one, and the reason I kind of like the PreCaged versus the sport is it just has more like citrulline and beta-alanine and that kind of stuff to just vasodilate and give you that pump. But it's tremendous for that. There's coconut water in it, so it does keep you hydrated, but it really stimulates the pump. And that's the key thing in the gym, just like sleep is for growth. The pump is what delivers the nutrients to your muscles and that, via the blood flow. And that's really what it's all about. You go in there and you get a pump, and if you've lost it, it's time to go home. So for me, it's really a key thing, and it's not something that leaves you totally jittery. It does the job. It makes you dialed in, but it doesn't just leave you bouncing off the walls. It's organic caffeine. It's coming from a clean source, as is every ingredient in Cage products. And finally, so a lot of these things, like the PreCaged, they have creatine HCl in it. It's a very quality form of creatine, but I will usually add a little bit more. Only time I don't is really close to a contest, but I do hit it up right before stepping on stage to just blow up the muscles. I really recommend it, and if you're not a competitor, and if you're not, I would take it all the time. I always do. I always have about 5 grams or so pre-workout. So some of the, like a pre-workout already comes with some in it, but I'll add it to just make 5 grams worth. And that is about it. I do really love Clean Meal. Recommend it. Great flavors. There's vanilla cake and there's snickerdoodle. They taste exactly like it. I like it during a cut and during a bulk. So normally you think of those kind of meal replacement things as for a bulk. You're trying to get in the extra calories and stuff. Well, that's very true. And with the Clean Meal, 2 scoops is like 200 some calories. 3 scoops, 300 some. You're getting like 30 to 40 grams of quality whey protein, and then 20 to 25 or so grams of carbs and minimal fats. But what I love about it is the calorie content is not extremely high and ridiculous where you're just going to get fat, and B, all of the macronutrients are super clean. Like the carbs, it's not just sugar. It's coming from sweet potatoes and quinoa, and they're all very low GI quality sources of carbs. Same thing with the fats. It's like MCT oil. It's not coming from just garbage. Protein too. Usually in these mass gainer shakes and stuff, it's just garbage. It's a bunch of fat and sugar, and that's what it's going to do for you. It's going to make you fat. You get this crap protein that doesn't digest. It's really garbage. Same thing with the carbs. It's like pure sugar. It's cheap. There's no reason you should spend money on that kind of stuff. This, however, is a different story. It's like a cheaper version of a meal, and it's great if you're traveling or something like that, or if you, and this leads me to why I like it in a cut too, because it's extremely clean. It's the only kind of thing I'd ever take in a cut, because the carbs are low GI, they're slow digesting, and oftentimes I'm flying to a show or something, and it's really difficult to always just be packing meals along, especially on long flights with the TSA and stuff. But if you have some powder in a shaker, you can just have that and sip on that, and it's a great thing because you don't want to have done all that hard work and then be either starving yourself, which is not good when you need those calories and you need to keep your metabolism firing, but you also don't want to have to eat God knows what at the airport or at a gas station or whatever you're doing. So having that along is clutch. I'll always have like a Ziploc bag with some and pack it with me, and just have an empty shaker and fill it up, beyond security, or have it in the car, whatever. But it's a great substitute, either to add some calories when you're full and you can't stand the thought of eating more food, or when you're in a cut and you just need something to fill you up and tide you over. And I'll say too, they're delicious. They taste really good. So it's kind of a nice thing to have, kind of like a dessert type taste when you've been eating cod and quinoa and sweet potatoes and brown rice and chicken and that kind of stuff. So there you have it, guys. Always happy to answer any questions. Diet and supplementation are absolutely key in this game. And if you're going with Caged, you're getting very healthy stuff that you can put in your body every day and not have to worry if you're going to get cancer. And there's not just a bunch of chemicals and garbage in it. And you really should pay some attention to that. It's when you have the health problems when you're 60, you'll be singing a different tune, if you're trying to save a buck or two. But if you are, go and click on my link in my Instagram bio and use the code Peterson15. It saves you 15% off, and it all ends up being very, very reasonable. So, and again, happy to answer any questions. So, be well and take care.